You're running my mind. Oh no, it's been a long time. Oh, I've been searching for a long time. Glad that I found you at the right time. Oh, you're running my mind. I can't lose this love in this love in this loving. Don't wanna lose this love in this love in this loving. I can't lose this love in this love in this loving. Don't wanna lose this love in this love in this loving. I see what I've been missing. Been through many seasons, but I never found the
Hello, welcome to Conjugal Bliss. I am Priscilla Ashonibare. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be starting our discussion on the topic, love is not enough. Love is not enough. Now, this topic is necessary because many times when couples, they have some misunderstandings, they have conflicts, they have quarrels. In case they're unable to resolve it, after a while, they'll start to say that, I don't think I love him anymore. I don't think I love her anymore. And some people will even tell them, okay, if it seems as if you don't love him, then get out of the marriage. If it seems as if you don't love her, then get out of the marriage. Now, let's stop a bit before we continue and talk about love itself so that we can know where we're going. Since we say it is not enough, in what way is it not enough? And how can we make what is not enough to be enough? Just stay with me. We all know, or let me say, let's define love. Love is necessary in marriage. Love is necessary in marriage. But to have a successful marriage, love is never enough. Let me repeat what I just said. I said that love is necessary in marriage, but to have a successful marriage, love is never enough. Because in the marriage, you will always have this like roller coaster experience. And if you base everything on the feelings that you're having, then there's going to be a lot of problem. Love is never enough in marriage to help make a successful marriage because love is a feeling. And feeling is like an emotion. An emotion will always be in motion. It will change. It will change because of time. It will change because of the stage in the marriage that you are in. It will change because of experiences that you're having. It will change because of challenges. Now, if you now base your staying in the marriage on your feelings, then you are going to be having lots of problems to deal with. Because love is an emotion and it is always in motion. Because things that will happen around you, circumstances, situations that would come against that emotion of love that you're having would make it to change course. Let me put it in another way. When pressure is applied on love, sometimes you would look for the love and you won't find it. So when people say, or let us say in the fairy tales, movies and shows, they will say, okay, Prince Charming meant the beautiful girl that fell in love and lived happily ever after. There's nothing like happily ever after in marriage. In order for the marriage to work, for you to live happily together, for you to be able to have a successful marriage, you have to admit the fact that love is never enough. Love, yes, is an emotional and obsessive experience. Being in love is never a sufficient foundation on which to build a successful marriage. When you ask couples who are getting ready to marry and you ask them the question, why do you want to get married to this person? What they are quick to say is because I love her, because I love him. But let me tell you this afternoon that the feeling of love is never a sufficient foundation on which you should build a successful marriage. You cannot build your marriage on the feeling of love alone. Because foundation must be solid, must be firm, must not be easily moved. But love is not that. Are you now telling me that I don't need love to get married? No, I'm not saying that. Love is necessary. It is necessary because it is one of the things that will help you to make the choice, to tell yourself, okay, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Now, because we are in love with each other, that is not the only reason that you should go into a lifelong relationship with someone. It's because of the fact that many couples, they went into marriage basing their relationship on love. So when pressures, circumstances, situations now happen, they now wonder, why is it so hard to make this marriage work? Now we all know that marriage is the most important human relationship that anyone will ever have. The person you get married to, all things being equal, is the person you will live longer with. For example, a person that got married when he or she is in the 20s, by the time that person is celebrating his or her 75th birthday, must have lived at least 2/3 of his or her life with the same person, waking up, sleeping every day of your life. So if you're going to be spending the larger chunk of your life with a particular person, I think we should agree that there's the need for us to do what? To know what we can do to make sure that this relationship is a harmonious one. I think it is worth every effort that we should put in, that we can put in to make sure that we have a successful marriage. Many people will spend at least 12 years and above to get a certificate. They will go for many years, prepare themselves to acquire a skill. But it's so unfortunate that even the time of courtship is being narrowed down the more in our world now. You just see someone will say, we met 2 weeks ago, we are getting married. We met 1 month ago, we are getting married. Nobody is putting in the effort to prepare a good foundation for their marriage. They just feel, I feel like it, I marry this person. I'm in love with this person, I go ahead and tie the knot. Now, if you can spend like 20 years, 15 years of a life preparing to get a certificate that will earn you a living in life, then I think you will agree with me that there's the need for us to give time to be able to build the foundation that will help us to have a good marriage. Many people trivialize the process before the marriage. They focus more on the marriage, thinking, okay, when we get married, things will just work out automatically. There's nothing like that. There's no marriage that is just would just happen like that. There's the need for the good foundation, and there's the need for you to know what you're getting into. Like we say that if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? The reason many marriages are about to hit the rock is because the foundation was not well laid. And it's so fortunate that sometimes when you say, okay, there's a seminar somewhere about marriage, there's a show about marriage, many men will push their wives and say, go and listen to that show, go and attend that seminar. Even if there's the need for payment, registration fee, they will go ahead, give the wife the money to register for the seminar, but they won't go. What I'm trying to say here is, as a man, as a woman, please make sure you sit and you listen to me for some weeks to come, because we are going to try and talk about why is it that love is not enough. Some men will be quick to say, yeah, after all, the Bible says that a wise woman is the one that will build her home. Oh, let me tell you, it is what you give to her to build the home that she's going to use to build the home. And another thing is, you are called the groom. So you are supposed to build the woman that will build the home. Let me repeat again. You are called the groom because you're supposed to do what? To build the woman that will build the home. She's coming to you as a raw material. So you have your part to play in order for you to have a successful home. Somebody will be saying, but you are talking about love not being enough. Yeah, just hold it. I'm just trying to lay a foundation here. Some will say, oh, it is not even manlike for me to sit and watch a show, watch a program about marriage, about love. So that is why most times we see the relationship coaches, they are mostly women. Is it that men do not have anything to say about it because they feel, oh, let the woman do it. It's a woman thing. It is not a woman thing. It takes two to tango. You are a husband and you have a wife. She cannot be the only one to go ahead and make that marriage to stand. You have a part to play. You have a contribution to make. After all, she didn't walk herself, to the aisle and got married by herself. No, you signed the certificate. That is why she is called your wife. So make sure you stay with me as we discuss about this topic. Love is never enough. Okay, if you give whatever you give to your wife, whatever you do in your marriage, it will affect both of you. Love is never enough because sometimes you even hear it is even the husband that will say, I don't think I love my wife anymore. Recently, I had a client just some few days ago, and when I was discussing with her, anyway, to cut the long story short, what she's saying is, I don't think my husband loves me anymore. And I don't think I have any feelings for him anymore. So I want to quit. And I had to be explaining to her that is not enough. But this is what many couples, married people, they would go through. It's so unfortunate that even people will tell them, they'll say, if you don't feel like you love him anymore, then quit. No. You cannot just quit your marriage like that. The fact that you can't feel anything now does not mean that that marriage will not get better. Let me tell you, there is no marriage that is irreparable. For as long as both of you are ready to work at it, it can still get better. Let's work together to build this marriage. Okay, now let me go back a little bit and say something. One of the reasons we are having problems in homes, as I said, is because even the society would say it is the woman that should hold the home. Yes. And that is why you will see most times they will give attention to developing the girl child, neglecting the boy child. I'm saying all this because when we talk about love, we're talking about two, male and female. So let's see where we are coming from. So many times they would develop the girl child, they will forget about the boy child. You see the education of the girl child, you train the girl child. There was even a woman that was telling me recently her own problem was because the husband wasn't ready to do anything at all. He would just come home, sit, and that is it. She will do everything, and here they are, they have young children below the ages of 10 to take care of. Because the society has said it is not in the place of a man to do house chores. So we have a girl who has been trained from when she was born to take care of the house, to take care of the husband, to care for everybody, who has been educated, who has been taught how to be responsible in the society. And we now bring this same girl that has been trained at home, that has been educated, who has good values and morals, to marry a boy that hasn't been trained at all, does not know how to do any house chores. Even some of them drop out of school nowadays because we have this saying that some will say that education is a scam. It's so unfortunate. So we'll now have a girl that is well polished coming to marry a boy who had been left to, let me say, quote and unquote, just raise himself. Yeah, parents are around, but they just feel, okay, you are just the man. Not taught how to treat a woman, not taught how to, be a responsible father. It's even worse nowadays. We have many homes that the fathers are absent. There are even some fathers are not absent, they're around, but they are not making any impact in the family. Any focus on a particular gender, we shouldn't neglect the other gender. Now, it's so fortunate that there's now, let me say, a negative side of this, in that women, they've been so much empowered in some society that they will just see the man as something they can use and dump. The society has taken it to the other extreme. So these are one of the reasons why we have problems in our families, because husbands and wives cannot come together and be able to make the marriage work. They have different perspectives. So when they now come together, they will now say that we are different, we're incomparable, but they rushed in because of the love, thinking that, okay, when we love each other, that we can make the marriage to work. What I'm saying is there should be a balance, and that is what we are talking about. It always takes two to tango. Now, we say love is not enough because we have to look beyond the love, and it starts with the first day you meet that person. Don't just say, okay, we love each other, we're going to marry. No, there's the need for you to do some underground work to lay a good foundation. Yes, individualism is taking over in the world today. They will even tell you, you feel like it, you do it. You don't feel like it, you quit. No, it doesn't matter who is affected. You think of yourself first and you go ahead. Now, one thing we have to do is for us to, number one, as soon as you meet that person, there's need for you to start to make investigation. Remember, the topic is love is not enough. So don't be like the ostrich that would say that it's hiding, would put its head in the sand thinking it's hiding, whereas the whole body, it's out. Don't just think, okay, with the love, we'll be able to work it out. No, you have to do some things. You have to investigate that person that you want to get married to. Somebody say, what are you trying to talk about? Didn't the Bible say that love will cover a multitude of sin? Yes, the Bible said so. But there's also the place of work. Faith works by love. And what? Faith works by love. There's a need for a walking there. Some young ones that would, during the time of courtship, yes, that's the time you go out together, you eat together, but that is not all you should be doing. That is the time for you to take note of the kind of person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. That outing that you're having is not just for you to sit and talk about sweet nonsense. No, there are some things you need to take note of. I'm going to be analyzing it, because if you do not, the same way you quickly fell in love with a person might be the same way you will quickly fall out of love with a person. Sometimes people will even say, I've fallen out of love with my husband, I've fallen out of love with my wife. They talk about falling in love and falling out of love like somebody walking on the street and just falling into a pit and getting out. It is more than that. So when you are out, you go out because you're planning to get married, you spend time together. That's the time for you to observe the person you're about to marry. Observe his mannerism. Observe the way he deals with people. Observe the way he interacts with people. Observe. So let's try to break it down. For example, when you go out, even sometimes you look at his table manners. Her table manners. There was this family, what started their quarrel was because when the husband is on the table, he chews, and when he's chewing, he makes noise with his mouth. So the wife said, no, I cannot bear this. I cannot tolerate this. Close your mouth, for goodness sake, when you chew. And the husband would say, what's your problem? Why are you telling me to close my mouth? Are you my mother? Do you want to train me now? If she had been able to take note of that when they were courting, at least she could be able to ask herself, can I put up with this? And this won't be a bone of contention in their relationship. So, when you go out, number one, you take note of his mannerism. Are you okay with that? And when you also have a social gathering, when you go to a social gathering, you should try to see, how does he relate with people? How is she relating with people? From there, you can be able to know if the person you're about to get married to is an introvert or an extrovert. You can be able to see if that person is snobbish, is proud. You can be able to see if that person is tolerant towards other people. So in order for you to be able to know the person you're about to get married, you need to observe the person in different contexts, in different situations, in different places. Even in the church, you can stay away if you're attending the same church and see how does he or she behave in the church. Remember, love is not enough. We are laying the foundation of how you can be able to have a happy home in the future. Many marriages are about to hit the rock. Many have hit the rock already. Many are contemplating separating and living because they didn't do all this thing. They just said, I love you, okay, let's get married. Marriage is more than feelings. Marriage is more than the euphoria of being in love. Marriage is more than, I like the way he looks, I like the way she looks. As we said, the first stage of marriage lasts only for at most 2 years, the romance stage. By the time it is, even some marriages, they don't last up to that. After that is the realization stage. So for the first 2 years at most, that is how far this euphoria of falling in love can carry you in the marriage. After that, your eyes that you said were blind will be opened. You now realize and see, oh, this is the kind of person that I got married to. But if you've gone into the marriage with not just only your heart, as I tell people when I'm having a marriage seminar with the young ones, I'll say, please, when you want to get married to a person, don't just follow your heart. That is the feeling of love. You follow your heart, but you don't leave your head behind. Okay, we've been talking about the fact that love is not enough. We're just laying the foundation. Make sure you make sure you join me again next week because we are going to be continuing. We're laying the foundation of the fact that if you base your marriage only on the feeling of love, it's going to be a roller coaster ride because many times you will look for that feeling. You won't find it. Yes, love will help you to choose, but commitment is what will help you to stay in the marriage, because many times we discover that it's the opposite that will attract, not just male and female. I mean, opposite in personalities, opposite in perspectives of life, opposite even sometimes in philosophy of life. Those are the ones that will come together. And God makes this, he makes it to be like that, I believe, intentionally, so that when you come together, you will complement each other. Now, if you do not accept the fact that you are different and you have seen this, you try to work on the ones that you can bear or tolerate, and the ones that you cannot tolerate, if those ones are too much, you can go your separate ways on time before you get too involved. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to be in a marriage that is going to be like a cat and dog race in the family. Okay, love is not enough. Yes, because it is an emotion, and emotion is always in motion. It can change course. You can find it today, you cannot find it tomorrow. And if you base your marriage solely on that feeling of love, you might end up having a marriage that today you are happy, tomorrow you are not. Maybe you are at the point of quitting your marriage right now because you think you are no more in love without your spouse. Please don't do that. Make sure you are here. Join me for the next episode of this topic, Love is Not Enough, because we are going to be dealing with some of the reasons why you are feeling the way you are feeling and what to do about it. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Conjugal Bliss. By the grace of God, next week I'm going to be here again on this tape station. Make sure you join me. God bless you.